Good Sunday morning. Good Sunday morning. It is after 9 o'clock, so I only have a few minutes. We had a puppy pickup this morning at 8 sharp. I forgot to ask Steve if he was a military man because he was here at exactly 8. And I kind of had a feeling he might be, so I was actually myself prepared. The puppy pack wasn't all done, but I mean it was done. It just needed gathered up and stuffed in a bag. Most of it was. See, I had to get a book and a couple little things. So I have Steffi this morning. They're signed up for the Bull Mastiff specialty in Fort Worth. Oh, I had my babies in there. Show you. This is their Aunt Steffi. This is Legacy and Infinity and Serendipity. And this is their Aunt Steffi, Callie's sister, their mommy. Callie's our mommy. So I've been walking with Callie and shut this gate. I know the sun, saw the sunrise this morning, of course. Actually, I woke up at 4 because I went to bed at 11. I'm like, time to get up, go back to work. Oh, put that down. Thank you. Leave it. She's got that nasty bull hide. So I'm not going to have much time this morning to walk her, but thought we might get in a quick little mile before I get dressed for church. Granny had this here, and this isn't like Granny at all, not too heavy. That was a rose. I don't know if you can see that. It was a rose she had started. Well, that wasn't like Granny at all not to have covered that rose up, because when it got 17 below, you got to put your roses to bed. You got to put straw and insulation. Steffi, what are you looking at? You're pulling on me and I don't like it. I'm trying to get this collar. There we go, on correctly. There we go. The one thing when you're videoing, quit pulling on me. It doesn't tell you what time it is. I can tell you these are the Williamses by the rate of speed they are driving, headed to church. My precious friends and parents to my godchildren. They drive to Rogers, so almost an hour one way to get to church. Well, about 50 minutes. Well, the way he drives, probably 45. He kind of drives fast. Yeah. They live right down the road from us. Actually, where they lived was part of Tim's family's old farm. But this is the God thing. This is like so God. God is so amazing. I probably am not talking loud enough for you to hear. So I priced a mic at Best Buy. They're $114. $114. I liked the Amazon 39 better, but both of them I bought have just not worked at all. So, okay, so here's my God story this morning. My dog's finally settled down. This was all my husband's family. They owned all this property down this dead-end dirt road to the very end of the road. So all these houses that you see down this road purchased property from my husband's dad. This was the dairy farm. So anyway, the people that originally built the house where Rachel and Wyatt and my godchildren live, they built this beautiful brick house, gorgeous brick house. I mean, it's not like $250,000, all the crazy roofs. It's not like that. It's a nice house. And then her daddy built a beautiful wraparound porch around two sides of it. But anyway, here's my God story. They lived, when Reagan was 2, on kind of the other side of Huntsville. And they lived in this teeny tiny little house, 1-bedroom house. And at that time, Wyatt's oldest daughter lived with them also. And that's where Rachel moved in when she married Wyatt. And he was a logger. Actually had a great job at the electric company, but he wanted to be his own boss and his own man, so he quit. And he still logs, right? One hard-working man, because he doesn't. I mean, if you own your own business, you don't. And now they own a sawmill. You don't just clock in and clock out. You never clock out. Trust me, I know. So, when this piece of property, the man's wife passed, and he put this house at 10 acres or 13 acres, I'm not quite sure what it is, up for sale. It was a miracle that they were able to, because he owned or financed it, they were able to get it. And I remember, I think Wyatt put Williams family or something like that on the house when he brought Rachel to look at it. So going from this teeny weeny little house, and you know, it's not that they both weren't hard workers, that's just all they had when they got married, to such a beautiful house. And this was, she goes like, don't tease me. And he goes, no honey, really is ours. Anyway, so, and then us moving back over here from Goshen, I told Tim I'd have moved back over here years ago if I'd known it was going to be this good. But God's timing, right? God's perfect, amazing timing. Amazing timing that we're here. It's been 2.5 years. It was 2 years in August. So, it is still winter, but I am welcoming this beautiful spring day. Almost spring day. There's General. He's such a good bull. He's such a big bull. I don't know if you can see him. There he is. He's laying down chewing his cud. Now for a cow, I'm terrible at this. The way they do best, there we go, is to be calm and relaxed. That's the way cattle grow. You can learn a lot from a cow walking through life. Not that the babies don't ever get enthusiastic and run and butt each other. They do. Did you see the babies? Hey, precious. They've eaten their hay this morning and they're chewing their cud. That's Precious. That's her name. My grandson named her. Ah, that was good out here this morning. I'm just in a little old shirt. Feels amazing this morning. This afternoon, I kind of took yesterday off. This afternoon, I've got to paint trim. So the first trim that I got was like $680 something. I don't know, it may have been more than that by the time they delivered it. And then I spent well over $600 paying people to help me paint it. And then Gary said they were all 16-foot pieces and he only needed 14 foot. Even though I paid for 16 and I painted 16. We had to go back and get 11 more sticks, which that doesn't sound like much to you until you realize it takes, by the time you sand them, you paint them, you sand them, you paint them, you polyurethane them, it takes almost an hour a stick. So, I don't know why, but I will tell you this. Gary has been working and putting up our trim, and it couldn't look any better. And when Dr. Kim was helping me, look at Ace. Hi, buddy. Hi, beautiful. You got an appointment for horseshoes. We have big plans for you this summer. So, he is just like me. He sees things a little bit in detail, a lot in detail. Anyway. So he did a fabulous job. He wasn't fast, but it didn't matter. I wasn't paying for fast. I'm going to be looking at this trim until we buy another house, or God moves us would be the only reason we would ever purchase another house or build another house. So just that, he did a fabulous job. Fabulous job. Now that the trim is up, there are not runs or bald spots or stuff stuck in my trim. It just looks so professional. And I suppose if you were a real professional, you'd be spray painting this. Stop it. Come on. Come. Quit. Come on. Would go faster than what we're doing. But anyway, doesn't matter. I'll get it done. I have to have daylight to get it done. Then got a trip planned to see the grandkids. Praise God. Always love to do that. And pick up my new surprise boy. So he will be coming out at the specialty in Fort Worth. Excuse me. He is from Poland. I wasn't sure about that until I filled out his paperwork. So, kind of excited about this boy. Excited. We went half a mile and I'm huffing and puffing. Of course, this isn't like walking on a treadmill. This is up and down hills. So here, I don't know if you can see, let me back up here. That is the Williams house. That's Reagan and Rivers' house. So this piece of property, come here, honey, that this is Tim's first cousin that lives here. They also purchased all of this property all the way back. I don't know, it's probably 80 acres back there. It was 240s they purchased. I'd like to buy it back. But there's another piece of property, 400 acres at Kingston, that I would really rather have instead. So when I was a teenager, I wasn't a teenager, I was probably 12. This family lived back there named Marshall, was their last name. And they had a farm auction sale. Now, my mama and papa, I lived with them when I married Tim, and I had lived with them off and on my entire life. And so every Saturday, almost without fail, Papa wanted to go to a farm auction sale. And just being a little old kid, I loved it. Unless it's cold and rainy, then I didn't. I'd sit in the truck. But, whoa, we would have so much fun. And so, I know this is silly, but he had this old 2-story house behind the little brick house we lived in Kingston, and over toward Kingston. We weren't in Kingston. And I, even as a child, was very mesmerized by makeup, right? And so these old women would pass away, and they'd have, remember the little tiny lipstick tubes of Avon? I mean, they just was like the size of your pinky, right? And they'd have, and powder. They'd have a box of this old makeup. Like these estate sales is what they call them now. They were just farm auction sales, typically when somebody passed away. They'd package all the stuff up in a cardboard box and they'd sell it. And I'd get to look at them like, wow, I want that, Papa. And if it was a quarter, he'd buy it for me, right? Of course, a quarter in the 70s was a lot more than a quarter today. Anyway, I adored my Papa. It's my dad's dad. We're doing good. She's a little heavy and a little soft. We really need to, both of us are a little soft. We both need to be out trotting. So, I have my tennis shoes on today, not my Moabs. And I'm going to put my phone up and I'm going to jog back. I hope I don't sweat off my makeup. But that's okay, because I need the cardio. And so does she. She's still a little floppy. I pray we get a judge that doesn't count against us because she's had a litter. I mean, some judges are really hateful that way. And some judges that were breeders understand, especially because of the COVID, that, you know, she had a litter instead of being out showing because there were no shows. I am looking forward to the fact that we're not going to have to wear a mask. Yay! And praise God, we don't have to wear a mask when we go to church in Huntsville either. So that's marvelously wonderful. All right, good Sunday morning. Sending love. Had a puppy pickup this morning, and It must be 60 degrees out here already. Feels fabulous. Tell him bye, Steffi. 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 She's, come here. She's not very good at this. Here we go. Tell him bye. Bye. Tell him bye. Tell him bye. Tell him bye.